everyone, and welcome to Climb Harder. My name is Sarah, and today I'm going to be leading you through some upper mobility exercises to get you to really stretch out everything in your upper body, and also to help you increase mobility for when we all get back to climbing. So we're going to start up on our hands and knees, just like this, and we're going to do a cat-cow series like in yoga. So you're going to take a deep breath. Try to pull your stomach down to the ground, bring your shoulders and your butt up. And then exhale. Try to draw your belly button in really far. Try to draw your shoulders and your hips down to the ground and round your back. And we're just going to alternate through these. With this, you should be able to feel nice stretch in your back as well as in your abdomen. Whew. All right. Now we're going to do some wrist and forearm exercises. So to start with, we're just going to stretch out our forearms. So you're going to have your palms flat on the ground here, and you're just going to slowly bring your weight forward onto your hands and bring your weight back just to bring a stretch into your forearms. And with this, you really want to have your fingertips kind of dug into the ground, and try not to just have all of your balance and all of your weight on the heels of your hands, because that can cause wrist pain. You want to really try to pull everything in from all around your hand, from the heel of your hand and the palm all the way out to your fingertips. And we're just going to rock slowly back and forth. All right, now we're going to flip our hands over. If you want, you can give them a shake, roll them out a little bit. And now we are going to put the backs of our hands on the ground, palm facing up. And same thing, we're just going to slowly move back and forth. This is just a small movement, especially with the backs of your hands on the ground. So try not to go too hard on your wrists. All right, again, if you want, you can roll your wrists out. Next up, we have another exercise for your forearms and your wrists. Now, one thing that's supposed to be very good for wrist mobility is practicing handstands. So if you can do handstands, then great. Doing handstands are great for your wrist mobility. However, if you can't do handstands, here's what you're going to do. You're going to put your hands down on the ground, just like we were for our forearm stretch. And then you're going to pick your weight up onto your feet, and you're going to slowly put your weight onto your hands and rock back and forth. For this one, I find it's good just to do them in short bursts and then take a rest Roll them out, shake your hands out, and then we're going to do it again. So again, this is where it's important not to try to focus all of the pressure onto the heels of your hand and try to spread it out more into your fingertips. All right. Now for our next stretch, you're going to need a pole, so something like a broom like this. If you have a large wooden stick like a walking stick or paddle, those would all also work. Now these are called shoulder dislocates. Usually do them standing. I'm going to do them kneeling just so that the camera can see it better. And what you're going to do is start with your hands fairly wide apart, and you want to be grasping it with your palms in, so the back of your hand facing out. And then in one smooth movement, trying not to bend your elbows, you're going to bring the broom up in front of you, overhead, and around your back until the broom hits your bum. And then bring it back over. And we're just going to do a few rotations like this. These are great for bringing extra mobility into your rotator cuff, which can be a common injury for climbers. Now with this, a couple ways to make it easier or harder. The closer, so the narrower you have your hands together, the harder it's going to be, and the farther apart you have your hands, the easier it's going to be. You can also do it with a closed grip, so having like a fist around the broom handle so that when you come back, your hands stay in the same place. Or to make it a bit easier, you can have an open or a loose grip. So I kind of just grab it with my fingers touching like that. So that way, as it goes around, your wrists can rotate a little bit, and that helps to make it a little bit easier. The next one we're going to do is starting with the broom behind us. You're going to take your palms facing out and then grab the broom handle. And then, same thing as before, we're going to bring it up and then forward in front of us. This one I find for myself at least is more difficult, so I know I need to take quite a wider grip. The last one we're going to do are full kind of around the body rotations. So starting with the first grip with our palms out and gripping, we're going to start with bringing our left arm over to our right shoulder, bringing the broom around, and then back down. So just going around your body slowly, opening your shoulders. And then we're going to go the other way. So bringing your left arm towards your right shoulder. For this one, I always end up bending my arms a little bit. I find that it just kind of helps to really pull the other arm and help stretch out the other shoulder a bit more. So in this, I find here, if I bend my right elbow, then as I pull, I get more movement and more of a stretch in my left shoulder. All right. Now the last exercise we're going to do, you can do with or without your broom, but we're gonna be lying down on the ground, face down. I'm gonna do it without the broom first. What you're gonna do is have your hands out in front of you like a Y shape, and keeping one shoulder on the ground and your hips on the ground, you're going to turn and rotate and bring that hand that you're bringing up to the sky, and you should feel a nice stretch up in your thoracic spine. And we're going to come back down and bring our other hand up. With this, you really want to make sure that you are twisting from your spine and that your body isn't just rolling over like this. You want to try to keep your hips on the ground. And I find this is where the broom can really come in handy. So if you grab the broom in your Y grip, and then keeping that one hand on the ground, trying to keep your hips on the ground, bring the broom up, and you can really feel it in your back. And again, with this, you always want to make sure that you do both sides. Oops, and try not to hit anything. Now, with all of these movements, don't be afraid if they're just little movements for you at the beginning. It's always better to start with more small movements than to go for too big a movement and end up hurting something, like hurting your wrist, hurting your shoulders, or hurting your back. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this short video on some good upper body mobility exercises. I hope you guys enjoy them, and I will see you later.